Hey y'all, so I've gotten a lot of requests to do my everyday makeup tutorial, so that is exactly what I'm going to do for you today, especially during this quarantine. What else better do I have to do? So obviously first I clip my hair back because having your little hair stuck in your makeup is the worst thing ever. Then I'm going to use a moisturizer. This is one by Cetaphil for oily skin. My skin can get kind of dry, but then it's also oily, so I would say I have combination skin and this stuff works amazing. Then I'm going to take the e.l.f. poreless putty primer. This stuff is amazing. Obviously you can tell I love it, and I'm just going to put this in my T-zone area where I have the most pores, and I really do find this stuff does smooth out your makeup so much better. Highly recommend. Then I'm going to take the Luminous Putty Primer by e.l.f. and I'm going to use a damp beauty sponge and apply this all over my face. As you can tell, it gives you the most amazing glow ever. You can wear this without makeup or with makeup. I love it both ways. Next, I am taking the 16-Hour Camo Concealer by e.l.f. I'm using the shade Fair Warm. I'm going to put a little bit on the back of my hand since this stuff is so pigmented, and apply it with a brush in the spots that I need a little bit extra coverage on. Then I'm going to take my finger and blend it into my skin. I don't like to use a brush or a sponge while doing this just because I feel like it melts into the primers a little bit better. For foundation, I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Foundation and just a little bit of the Maybelline 24-Hour Foundation. I like to mix these together because I think that the coverage is way better and the consistency just lays perfectly on your skin. I do use both of them by themselves as well, but I feel like together they are just even better of a combo. As you can see, I did get some in my hair. After I've applied all of my foundation, I will take the Camo Concealer again and go over my T-zone areas and get those dark circles. Next, I am just taking a little spoolie and brushing out my eyebrows and then using the Anastasia dipbrow pomade in medium brown. Because my eyebrows are so sparse, sometimes I will take a brow pencil and go over the ends as well. This is the Brow Ultra Slim Pencil by Maybelline. Then I am taking the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder in Translucent. This one apparently is the extra coverage one. And I kind of set my under eyes and T-zone area with this as well. For eyeshadow, I keep it pretty simple. I'm using this Revolution Fierce as Fire palette. I actually got this palette for free, but I actually really like that shimmery brown color in there. It is super awesome. I feel like it's the perfect like warm neutral color, and it does have a lot of shimmer in there, so as long as you like that, it's the best. And for the eyeshadow, I just apply this to the crease area and pretty much all over. I keep it pretty simple for an everyday look. For the inner corners and mids of my eyes, I am taking the Makeup Revolution Foil Frenzy palette in Fusion. I'm using shades 8 and 10 for this look. I love these because they are super shimmery and it just gives you a really nice glow with brightening up your eyes as well. Next, I'm taking that same shimmery brown shade and putting that right on my lower lash line. Next, I am taking a flat eyeshadow brush and a highlighter and putting that on my brow bone and in my inner corners. I'm using the Ofra Nikkietutorials collab highlighter in Glazed Donut. I will be showing what this looks like in a little bit, so stay tuned for that. Next, I'm taking the Milani Silky Matte Bronzing Powder in the shade Sunlight. This is the 01 shade. I love this stuff. I like how it is matte and a very neutral tone, especially for my pale skin. I feel like it's not too dark, but it's the perfect matte bronzer. Next, I am taking the Physicians Formula's Butter Bronzer. I believe this is the lightest shade. I like to apply this on top of the Milani one just because it has a little bit more warmth and it blends out super, super well. Highly recommend this bronzer. For blush, I am taking the Naked Flushed palette. Y'all, I have had this palette for so long. As you can see, I've used the bronzer and just about all the highlighter in there, but I'm going to be using the blush and kind of apply that to my apples of my cheeks and blend it a little bit backwards, just so that everything can melt together. I am not shy about the blush. I apply it on my cheeks, my nose, and it's just wherever, y'all. It's the best. Now I'm using the Real Techniques Beauty Sponge and kind of blending out the bottom. I do get a little bit messy every now and then, so I like to make sure that everything is nice and cleaned up. Here is the best part. I'm using the Ofra Nikkietutorials Collab highlighter in Glazed Donut like I mentioned earlier. This stuff is the bomb. I am obsessed with this highlighter. As you can see, it is super amazing and blinding. I do recommend it to all of you pale skin girls out there, and even if you don't have pale skin, this stuff is super awesome. I do like to apply highlighter pretty much everywhere. I like to apply it at the high points of my cheekbones, my nose, right above my lip, my chin, and a tiny bit on my forehead, just because I like to look very glowy, but not super shiny, if that makes sense. I usually will take that same blush brush and kind of blend everything together and make sure there's no harsh lines with the highlighter, because no one wants that. Next, I'm moving on to my eyelashes. This is quite a process. It's my favorite part. I will use an eyelash curler before I do anything, and then take the Lash Sensational Boosting Serum. You can get the same mascara that comes with this serum. I really like it. I've been using it for a long time. Whether it actually makes my eyelashes like longer and healthier, I'm not completely positive, but I do think it does a great job of spreading my eyelashes out and making them look way nicer than they usually do. While that is drying, I will take the Coty Airspun again and blend out my jawline, because sometimes I'll get a nice, good foundation line, and we really don't want that. Then I'm going to take the Black Waterproof Telescopic Mascara by L'Oreal and apply that to my bottom lashes and my top lashes. I love this stuff. It does a really good job of spreading out your eyelashes without making them too clumpy. So I will be going back with this later. My mascara routine is quite a fuss, so just stay tuned. Then I'm going to curl my eyelashes again. Next, I'm using the Lash Sensational Full Fan Effect mascara by Maybelline. This is also a waterproof mascara because that is all I use. This is the mascara that went with the serum that I used earlier. I feel like this one gives you a lot of volume and length at the same time, so I like to put all of this on top of each other because I feel like it makes a huge difference in my eyelashes. Lastly, I will use the telescopic mascara once again to spread out my eyelashes and make sure they're not clumped up, and then I will go back with a eyelash curler and curl them one last time. Last but not least, I'll be using the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in the number 65. This is my all-time favorite color of lipstick ever. I highly recommend this stuff because it stays all day, and this shade is the absolute perfect shade ever. And that concludes my everyday makeup tutorial. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and comment below another video idea, whether it be a challenge or another tutorial or whatever you can think of. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and check the description box for any extra info. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!